Welcome to the Markets Happy Hour podcast, a weekly markets update for investors the world over. Each week we discuss inflation, geopolitics, interest rates, equity markets, and other asset classes. To try to answer the question, what does this mean for my investment portfolio? Let's dive in.
So I'd love if you could just, Jens, we're sitting here in Spain. You are in the real estate business as well, among other things, in Barcelona. What's your impression of the inflation situation here in Spain and the general economic conditions generally?
Yeah, inflation relatively moderate. Of course, like there's some things that keep getting expensive. Others are, we would say, is fairly priced internationally. Economy going well, growing 2.5% per year right now. So that's about 1% from population growth and about 1.5% from GDP per capita growth. So we're seeing a very healthy picture here, real estate going strong. And overall, we're having one of the better economies here in Europe.
And do you think that is well known? I mean, you speak with people in the international community. Often Europe gets painted with the same brush. We talk about US exceptionalism. Do you feel that the exceptionalism of Spain, perhaps, within the European narrative is making itself known?
Perhaps to some, I think certainly not in the general public. Some people know Goldman Sachs published a really great report on the drivers of the Spanish growth. Really high-end services doing very well, and tourism working very well. Immigration driving the base forward, companies investing. So there's really a lot of drivers in place. And for the last 2 years, it has grown even faster than the US itself. So that's not widely known outside of, let's say, economist circles or maybe investors. So we're having a good thing here going in Spain, and let's see how it continues.
And of course, Barcelona, the epicenter of much of that, certainly based on encouraging investment. In terms of moving to interest rates, because clearly we know that the ECB has raised rates recently. We seem to, it was not far from here in Sintra, erstwhile football clash rivals there, Portugal and Spain. But just recently, we did have suggestion that the Kevin Walsh was not going to be as transparent. There was a lot of focus on what he said. He seems to protect that, I suppose, lack of transparency as a way to preserving flexibility, not being locked into a certain policy. And certainly with the way inflation is moving today, there is a need for flexibility and agility on the part of central banks. How do you think this recent ECB rate hike, which probably was a little bit, maybe unexpected, maybe foreseen, but certainly a reversal from what we were hoping for, will filter through into particularly the Spanish economy, given you're involved in real estate?
Yeah, so we are not using debt that much. For us, it wouldn't make a huge difference, right? So for also the European interest rates are still very moderate. I mean, if you look at the historical, like ever since like the euro was launched, we are not on the high end of things these days, right? So they could go a lot higher. I mean, you will tell us all about the macroeconomics and how that's gonna come about. But for now, I think they're still very moderate, and we will see probably that they will maybe rise a little bit more, but nothing that would scare me for the Spanish economy and for the wider European one.